people who know us know that we are traditional witches and that we are Wiccan.
That we are.
And that we have our own Wiccan tradition called the Stuart tradition. That our lineage comes from Gardnerian and Alexandrian. That we are not eclectic.
Oh, no.
That we follow a Welsh Celtic pantheon.
You definitely could not call us eclectic.
And that our tradition has elements of high magic and druidry and craft of the wise. So we thought for the next few book clubs, because this might only take 3 or 4 book clubs,
Who knows?
that we would start with this little tome. It's very short and sweet. Simply Wicca.
Subtle plug. You might as well start with one you wrote.
So that's where we're going to begin. So if you have a copy and you want to grab it and read along, you could. It's really written simply, but it isn't really a beginner's guide.
No.
So we thought we would read through this and then let people ask us questions, and we'll try to answer them as honestly as we can without having to kill you.
Without having to kill me?
Without having to,
Don't kill me.
A lot of times people ask me a question and I'll say, if I tell you, I'll have to kill you. So that's,
You mean people may possibly cross a line?
Right, no secrets.
Well,
no secrets.
yes.
But anyway, we thought we'd start here. And a lot of people that follow us on YouTube are definitely already part of our community. They've taken Craft of the Wise, which is our Not Your Get Witch Quick course that runs once a year. It starts every October.
It does, yeah.
Other people are part of our circle on Fridays, or even further up along into our tradition. But for anybody who's new or new to Wicca, or would like to see what traditional Wicca looks like, then they could watch this book club video and ask questions.
Absolutely.
Because certainly you could be a witch and not be Wiccan.
That is very true. That is very true.
You could be a Christian witch.
Wendy says, what a great place to start. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
we
you.
thought, well, it's a little presumptuous, but
whatever.
But whatever.
Whatever.
All right.
Seeing as we had less than a day to plan this.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Hey, Shana, how are you?
All right.
All right. Thank you for joining us, good peeps.
I will read first, and we'll trade back and forth.
Why don't you?
And please chime in with questions, and we'll do our best to answer them. So first we have the preface, and it says, Becoming a Witch, the Journey Home.
That's very profound.
Many,
the journey
many
home.
people say that when they find the craft, they feel like they're coming home. Whether you have been a witch for many years or are just now stepping onto this well-worn path, we hope that this book is of some service to you and to the ancient ones. Almost every time someone comes to this way of life, they liken it to a homecoming. They say such things as, I feel as if I'm remembering, not just learning. I can't believe someone would think that this way of life was evil or negative. Or they say things like, I have always known I was a little different. I could hear things. I could sense things. I just loved nature and animals and plants and trees. Some are content with walking their own path with no guides other than their spiritual ones. But for others, they seek more. They want to know the secrets and learn the mysteries within the setting of a group tradition. They want to become a witch in a more defined and structured way. Certainly there are folks practicing witchcraft from all walks of life. There are hedge witches and conjurers and even some Christian witches. But this book is for those witches who seek to become well-versed in the craft of the wise. For witches that are Wiccans who aspire to follow a tradition mapped out on the well-worn path. They desire to reach out and touch those who have gone before them, those who are still a part of them, and those who are calling them to seek. Accordingly, we make no apologies for the fact that this book is written from the perspective of our own well-established tradition. We fully appreciate that this traditional, old-school Wicca will not appeal to everyone. But a lot of the information including here has been gleaned over many years that we've been walking this path, and some of it learned through bitter personal experience. Our own tradition is one of Celtic Wicca that honors a Welsh Brythonic pantheon. It has its roots in traditional Gardnerian and Alexandrian Wicca, but it has evolved to more fully combine the three overlapping branches: high magic, druidry, and witchcraft, which were, as you'll see in Chapter 1, the foundations upon which the relatively modern religion of Wicca was built. That said, in writing this book, we have endeavored to make the information it contains equally applicable to all Wiccans, no matter which variety of Wicca or particular pantheon speaks to you. As part of our commitment to our craft, we have taken an oath to preserve the well-worn path on which we walk, so it remains available for those who seek to follow. If we've done our job right, for long after we've shuffled off this mortal coil. Okay, sorry. While we cannot walk the path for you, you can't really get the experience without getting the experience, we very much hope that at least some of the information we provide will help you avoid a few of the potholes and pitfalls or wrong turns. Know this above all: to become a witch requires work. Lots of hard work. Learning, practice, teaching, and dedication. Be assured that this is neither an instant process nor a quick fix for a problem. If you have the courage to make the essay, it offers way more than a mere religion. It truly becomes a way of life.
So, introduction, because it's always good to start with an introduction, isn't it? So, you want to be a witch. Or, at the very least, you're feeling drawn to learn more about the craft of the wise. Why else would you be holding this book in your hand? Before we dare take the first tentative step that begins this incredible and transformative journey, we have one extremely important question for you. Why? You may wonder why we consider your motives to be so important. Perhaps a brief explanation is warranted. Over the years, we've raised many witches in our tradition. People from all walks of life, and each with their own unique story to tell. Yet they all have one highly significant thing in common. They are there for the right reasons. If you are seeking to become a witch in the belief that it will give you power over others, perhaps to bring about the return of an errant lover, or exact cruel revenge upon someone who has caused you harm by way of injury, insult, or shame, then we respectfully request that you put this book back on the shelf and make another selection. These are not the right reasons, and this is not the book you're looking for. So what are the right reasons? While one might be tempted to think of noble values and higher ideals that call out to the very soul of the initiate, the truth is something far humbler in origin. Simply put, something inside you has changed. It might be difficult to define precisely what it is, but things are definitely different. It's almost like you become aware of the part of you that is aware. You are becoming conscious of the way you perceive the world around you. You are beginning to realize that things are not necessarily as they appear, but that's not to say that they are otherwise. But there is certainly more to it than meets the eye. We term this awakening an initiation. In a similar vein to initiating an explosion, it is a profound and permanent change. It is not possible to unexplode a bomb once it has been detonated. nor is it possible for you to return to blissful ignorance by unknowing what you now know. This initiation is merely the start of the process. For some, it may be a sudden and momentous event. For the others, it is a more gradual process, akin to a gentle nagging or an itch you can't quite reach. Whatever form it takes, one thing is for sure. You will have questions, lots of questions. And thus begins your search for answers. Maddeningly, easy for me to say apparently. However, almost every answer you find is actually another question, or 6. You become the very epitome of the ancient Zen Buddhist saying, that which you are seeking is causing you to seek. It is certainly possible that this may become the source of immense frustration, just like the noble Prince Pui's ill-judged pursuit of Rhiannon in the first branch of the Mabinogi. The elusive prize remains beyond reach no matter how hard you try. Pui is so enraptured with the beautiful young maiden ambling leisurely ahead of him on horseback that he exhausts his own horse trying to catch up with her. No matter how hard he pushes his horse, he simply cannot catch up, even though her horse does anything more than an amble. So ease up, catch your breath, and relax for a moment. It's not just you against the world. There is help at hand. There are those who have trodden this well-worn path before you, and as preservers of the path they will gladly lend a guiding hand, perchance to help you see that it's possible to try too hard. One of the first gems of wisdom to be acquired by the initiate is not so much what to seek as where to look for it. Perhaps the mother of modern witchcraft, Doreen Valiente, summed it up best in her beautiful charge of the goddess. Know that the seeking and yearning will avail you not unless you know the mystery, for if that which you seek you find not within yourself, you will never find it without. It is evident that the journey of the initiate involves a voyage of self-discovery, but here's a word of warning. While this journey is undoubtedly highly rewarding if successfully completed, it can be both arduous and daunting. The craft of the wise is definitely not for the faint-hearted. In fact, it's fair to say that the path to becoming a witch is akin to a hero's journey. The road is long and hard. You will face adversity and loneliness, and your resolve will be constantly tested by the doubts that linger in the dark recesses of your mind. Yet it is a journey you must take if you are to be successful in your quest to become a witch. More importantly, it is a journey for which there are no shortcuts. You simply can't buy this, read that, do a couple of things, and collect your badge. You have to do the work, and you have to do it yourself. Ours is a mystery tradition. You cannot learn about the mysteries simply by reading a book or attending a course. The mysteries can only be experienced, not taught, and you must experience them for yourself. This is a journey you must take for yourself, even if it is fraught with difficulty and danger. You will no doubt experience highs, lows, tragedies and triumphs along the way. But so long as you have the perfect love and perfect trust in your heart, you will come to no harm. You must know that at the very core of your being, the gods and goddesses, the ancient and mighty ones, your ancestors and your guardian spirits, and those mortals who have sworn to guide you along the path, will never ask more of you than you can truly give or you're truly capable of. Even if you feel you cannot, you can. Perfect love and perfect trust, especially in yourself, are your two most powerful allies that act as magical passwords to unlock the door to the mysteries, a door for which there is no key. So long as you keep them pure in your heart, you will, just like the hero, emerge victorious at the end of your journey. How's about that then, boys and girls?